Hey, this is Dave. This is my giraffe, and my kitty's back. Welcome to the fourth communication skills segment, which is listening to understand for FS 121, Civility, Reason, and Engagement. Thanks so much for tuning in. Today we have a very extra special guest, my partner Katie. Katie, please introduce yourself and say a few words.
Hi, I'm Katie, and I'm happy to be here today helping with listening skills videos.
Okay. Katie and I practice a process called compassionate communication, which increases our ability to make effective decisions and communicate effectively. And we found that this process really supports our desire to both grow as individuals and as a couple. An important skill in this process that enables understanding is active listening. So I'd like to talk briefly about the importance of listening to understand, then with Katie, demonstrate active listening. Listening to understand is the next step beyond listening respectfully. Respectful listening, as I discussed last week, allows us to hear the other person's message without immediately rejecting it. When we listen to understand, our intention is to understand the content, both factual and emotional, of the speaker's message. In our Thursday forums, genuinely understanding the speaker's message allows us to respond to it effectively.
And I found this skill really useful in my career as a physical therapist here in town. Often when my clients list a complaint or concern, I'll repeat back to them a little bit of what I heard. And I found clients tell me specifically that this helps them feel heard and really connected with me.
So what are the basics of active listening? There are three that I'd like to highlight. One is self-care. As I mentioned in our second session, it's important that you be rested, well-fed, and not in any of these conditions under halts. Then second is intention. This is a real desire to understand. And when we have this attention, it focuses our attention on the speaker. Then thirdly is your posture. You want to square your shoulders to the speaker, sit up straight, maintain eye contact, and relax. A rigid posture might be perceived as aggressive. So the key skill in active listening that I'd like to highlight is paraphrasing. This allows us to confirm our understanding and to let the speaker know that we heard them. This entails not parroting, not saying the exact words that the other person says, but using your own language. And this is something we don't always need to say out loud. Sometimes an internal rephrase is enough. So I'd like to give a demonstration. And first, I'll give an example of what might happen in a forum.
The thing about Social Security is, how can they raise employment taxes? I already have a ton coming out of my paycheck.
Yeah, it sounds like you're feeling a lot of concern because you're wanting to conserve your resources and not be spending extra money on taxes. And then in a relationship, it might look like this. Katie, I'm really frustrated that it seems like we're always late getting to places. I really like being on time, and it's just really frustrates me when we don't do that.
Yeah, it sounds like you're feeling concerned and frustrated because you're wanting the ease of getting to places on time.
Yeah, thank you. So those are a couple examples of active listening. And for your assignment this week, I'll direct you to BB Learn. It's listed there, and please make sure you turn that in by Wednesday at 12 o'clock. So I'd like to thank you very much for tuning in. I'd like to thank Katie very much for being here and participating. And I'd like to thank Sweets for doing her part.
Thanks for coming, Sweets.
Thanks very much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.